What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of SunHaven. Hope you had a nice Christmas or holiday. Just now in the bottom of the farm, our farm, clearing out this mess. There is a lot to do. We have the adamant pickaxe and axe, so it's doable, but it's a bit slow. But we need to do it. Well, I don't know if we need to do it, but I like to keep my farm clean, so we'll go around and clean up as much as possible, and then we're not likely going to use it to grow any crops, mind, but I'll just feel better. Okay, and coming back, I think we're going to, well, we are going on a bit of a adventure to the west. Going to make our way over to King Slimus, I don't remember what number it is in the Roman numerals, something like 20 something, 15, something like that, I'm not sure. But we'll go and give him a go again to see now. We do have an upgrade in both the sword as well. We are going to collect some resources on the way, because it's always a good idea to have the resources. Both wood, hardwood, stone, hard stone. You do need a lot to do the various different things in terms of crafting. It does get rid of it quite fast. Okay, so a bit of harvesting and walking later. Here we are. Just collect the last few bits here, and then you go north through that little gap there, and you have to fight King Slimus. In doing so, you unlock the guy that's trapped inside, which opens you up to the dungeon behind, of which there is multiple floors to do to get rewards. So for King Slimus, I am going to use the fireball spell on R, and then the crossbow for now. Now, one thing I do realise is actually I could do a lot more damage with my sword, and also it will help in terms of bringing down the adds, as well, as they're called. If you've ever played World of Warcraft, called adds. But yeah, the additional mob he spawns. It's quite easy to dodge the balls of slime if you stay further away from him. Close up, you're gonna tank them all. But I think, obviously, once you've got sort of adamant items, it shouldn't be too difficult. You can, of course, make it easier by just skipping and coming back a bit later. Especially if you want to come in and do the actual dungeon behind at the same time. But for now, this is a case of just standing here, and as you can see, whacking with my sword. Jumping on occasion, or as you can see for me, I'm just constantly jumping because there is that buff there that increases crit chance and crit damage, which is annihilating the boss. Damage wise, we're not taking too much damage, certainly not a need to worry about. It is a little bit embarrassing at this stage for this boss. There are much harder bosses than this, and even with maximum armor at the Sunite level, you'll get spat out and chewed up and spat out. That's the better way around. So yeah, for this though, it's a bit embarrassing for the boss, and we'll just go through this last batch of adds I would expect. The damage coming from the sword is more than enough to take those out. As you can see, you have to tank all of them jelly sprays though, unfortunately, just for that reason. But there he is, he's dead. Unlock the guy, and he will now unlock the dungeon for us. His name is Ryder. And of course, every boss you defeat, you get a pet. So there you go, get the pet. Prime Slimus, the 523. I don't even know. The V's in the wrong place, as far as I'm aware. It's like, I mean, it could be 28, but the V's in the wrong place, I don't know. So, into the dungeon, though time-wise it's 10 o'clock at night, we're not going to get much done, but you can see there are 7 chests there. Each time you defeat a number of floors, I think it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25... 30 or something like that, you get the goods from there, and they're reasonably good. They're permanent stat increases, so that's always a good idea. We are going to go in, but obviously at 10 PM there's no way we're going to get very far. Each floor has a type of mob and multiples of, and then on occasion you get just one giant mob as a boss. All you have to do is defeat all the enemies. You then get to go to the next floor, and there are, I believe, 30 floors in total. So skipping day 27, it was just really going around foraging, picking up the odd bits and bobs, getting all the fruit, etc. Moving on to day 28, the last day of spring. As you can see now, this is where I remembered or realised that actually I need to plant the rest of the flowers, so that has been done. And then the bottom right hand corner, you can see a little, what looks like, I think it's 10 flowers. They are all for the collectible for the museum. So chucking them down also to get them planted, and all I need to do is keep them watered until they're ready to harvest, and then that'll be that collection complete. Nice and easy one. You can buy them anytime. I'm pretty sure you can grow them anytime, right? Apart from probably winter. Finishing off day 28 by moving all of the pets into a pen over here, just with the rest of the fence that I had. So on the left hand side there you can see the barn, that's going to be the working barn. On the right hand side will be any pets that I collect over the period of doing quests or purchasing if I like any of them. And then the left hand side is just the barn. I will move all the animals outside on the barn then when I get them, but they're not cheap, so that'll have to wait for another day. So for the first day of summer it was just collecting a few new bits and bobs and watering the crops, nothing planted yet. Second day is today, and we've bumped into what looks like a new character or NPC in the game. They're called Kai, and they've washed up not knowing where they are, so we can help them out. The crab was attacking them, shoot it away, and Kai will now move into the cave over to the right hand side of the beach, and from there you can make friends with him and get some good items from him. So swiftly moving over to the right hand, the east of the beach, you can see the little cave there. Go in the dwellings, and then you can see it looks like someone is moving in, and in fact that is Kai himself. Made a nice little den. And a little bit later you'll see that you'll be able to work alongside him, working on the reputation, etc. Day 3 was just a mining day, and now on day 4, going from the Ithilios dragon, I decided to walk home myself and regretted it. So you can see these guys are waiting, and you need to get through them to get out. Yeah, it's not going to happen. These are tough, and as I said, there are mobs, enemies that are pretty tough. Now, they are also pretty stupid, so I could kill them doing this, but the XP is not worth it, and the actual guys that use range attacks that are further on wouldn't have issues wiping me out anyway. And remember, all the mobs respawn after a certain amount of time, and the amount of time it takes me to kill them, they likely would be respawning as quick as I'm killing them, so I regretted going this way. Just a reminder to visit the 2 magical fountains, the one outside of the town hall, but then also this one on every sort of 3 days or so, 4 days, and you'll get permanent mana from there. This one giving 5, and the one outside town hall giving 4. Your mana will be very important moving on, specifically if you don't want the hassle of watering everything all the time. The rain spell is fantastic, but it is expensive to use. Bit of fishing. I like fishing in the rare areas, the places you don't go very often, in the hope that you'll get something decent. I don't actually know this, and I don't actually look because I like it to be more of a surprise. Later on, when I've got 1 or 2 things missing, I'll probably look up where to get that. But before that, I don't want to actually plan sort of what I need to fish at. So I don't want to say, oh, I need to fish here for X amount of time until I get certain things. I like to just kind of wander and do it as I play through the game. Day 5, nothing significant happened, so straight over to day 6, and you can see the crops are ready to harvest, along with some fish from our small nets, and one of the beehives has produced some honey for us, and that is lavender honey. So we can go and collect these. Are they carrots? They look like carrots to me. They are indeed, and that'll get our farming up too, because a lot of experience from obviously actually doing farm work, which is what the game's about, right? But there's so many other things to do, you can easily get distracted, and then a bit of water in just to catch up with where we're at, and then we'll go and collect up everything else that's ready to be collected. Day 7 passed us by, and on day 8 now we're actually moving our way up to the Glorite cave for the quest. Within there are some, I don't know what you want to call them, gangsters that are indeed wanting to take it also, and they decide that they want to fight me. So fight me they shall, and lose they will, of course. So let's get these to run away, and then we can complete the quest and get back to the dragon. I mean, you can see the damage there. It's significant. They didn't stand a chance. you find that I probably should have been here a bit sooner than I am, but like I said, I did say I was going to take it slowly. So off they go. There is a chest I cannot open. And obviously I have to just go back to Rosa, the Northern Barracks, to hand in the quest. The rest of the day was uneventful, and 9 also. 10 I spent planting a massive amount of crops. Got them watered for the summer period. And then day 11 we're moving over to the dungeons nice and early in the morning to give us plenty of time to see how far we can get. Just checking on our items here. Looking at our equipment, we've got full iron armor and still adamite. Weapons. Obviously just getting rid of everything I don't need now. All I need is my weapons and healing potions or foods or whatever. Never seem to run out of mana, so I'm not too worried about that. Plus also the ability of the fire elemental is you can press Q and gain mana back anyway. So yeah, there's all our health stuff, our ranged weapon, and our sword, should we need it. So let's see how far we can get this time. No excuses. And there we go, 16 floors. Halfway, just over. There's 30 floors in total. So get some keys. Obviously they give permanent increases to your attack, magic, defense, etc, etc. You also get a good amount of gold and various other bits and bobs as well, which is always nice to have. I would say free stuff, but of course it's not free. You've had to work for it. So nevertheless, that is it for today on the dungeon. It is 7 PM, so we need to get back now to our farm. Day 12 was spent fully in the mine, and on day 13 we have a lot of crops to harvest. Hopefully giving us some good amount of money and also some good experience. Day 13 and 14 uneventful, just clearing up the farm and collecting more forageables, and then waking up on day 15 we get attacked by a giant inking squid, throwing ink all over our farm, and the fisherman needs our help to deal with him. So let's make our way over to his boat and see what we need to do. And what we need to do is fish up 40 bombfish, which I'm going to stay here until I've done that, because that way I don't have to worry too much about him inking my farm anymore. And there we go, 40 collected, and now we just need to fire them at the squid. Luckily you don't have to fire them one by one. For whatever reason he seems to fire all 40 at once. So yeah. In he comes, and fire. See you later, squidoodly. And with that done, another pet. And another pet goes in the pet pen. 11 o'clock at night, so we'll just get a few things collected up and make sure that we're producing and building whatever we need. Specifically crafting, you've got to do at night time. It's always a good idea, and the automatic watering system is a good one, because then you sleep and it passes all that time. Otherwise you'll be waiting a very long time for simple things. So let's see what the next day brings. Days 16, 17, 18 and 19 were just mining and foraging, to be honest, with a bit of crop watering. Now on day 20 we're going up to see what happened with the magic bean. And indeed with the magic bean you get a beanstalk, and climbing up the beanstalk takes us to not a giant town, it seems to be an angelic angel cloud castle. At the minute though there is nobody to interact with. We need to increase our friendliness with the main person that lives in that house. No other collectibles or anything, just some nice bits of furniture and windmills. And a nice hanging tree in an angelic position. The rest of day 20 was spent doing nothing too exciting, but then at the end of the day we're coming over here just to fix this statue on the library, I believe it is. It just cost, I think it was 80 stone, nothing too difficult. And of course now Giuseppe is going to use that stone to complete the work. Apparently he's been thinking about it for a while but never got around to it or had the resources, so we've helped do that for them. Should get us some community coins along with some reputation, but it will take a day or so to complete. And there he goes, working away. 18 coins in total, and we can go into the library. Nothing in there to collect, so let's carry on. Waking up on day 21, large amount of crops to harvest, as I mentioned previously that we were planting, and this is all, well, I say all, mostly potatoes with some wheat thrown in as well. A lot of these fire crops, it's a bit of a bug with the mod that is the auto watering thing. The auto watering thing stops you from being able to water the firing crops, and therefore you can't stop them. It doesn't damage them, they don't disappear. They're just locked at that state, so you will have to remove the auto waterers in order to get to that crop. But while we're at it, we might as well collect all of the additional things. So there's a couple of 100 potatoes there, some wheat, plenty of summer tokens, and again, until we get rid of them auto watering totems, we won't be able to touch the crops that are on fire currently. More levels into farming, so we'll get them pushed in straight away. Really, I like to finish the ones that I've started before I move on to the next, like that. Before I move on to the next sort of level, unless that the next level is a huge significant change. Some free gifts coming in on the mail as well, because I'm starting to befriend people. Of course, anytime I get diamonds, it's the only thing I use diamonds for is giving to people as gifts, and as you can see, that's why I've got some diamonds in my inventory. The rest of day 21 was spent in the mine, and we got to floor 45, so there is only 50 floors, so we're nearly there. And then all we need to do is unlock them to be more permanent, and then we can just farm the mithril and, more importantly, the sunite to upgrade our weapons. We've got some mithril weapons, you can see they're the purple ones, but what we want is actually to get the armor done as well, and that's still on the adamite. So we're locking this new area now, and we move the snackoon out of place. We can jump across here. You can bounce on the mushrooms, but there are giblets to collect around the mushrooms, so depending on if you can be bothered, you can get them, and then you can just jump back on the mushroom and continue forward. This takes us to a new area where there's a lot of jumping and, like, sort of, I don't know, gimmicky gifts. So you can see that ledge on the right hand side there. The way to get to it, you can't jump from there, so you have to do a diagonal jump, or at least, unless there's another way that I don't know of, but yeah, you can do a diagonal jump because you can't jump from here, as you can see, but from this platform you can jump diagonally, and then you can get the reward. It's not massive, but it's something. 118 gold, and then jumping diagonally back, you can get back over to the path that you're wanting to walk on anyway. And then following along that path, you will come to this mysterious magical fog, which is part of the quest line to get to, I believe it's Wintergate, and for this we'll need to go and speak to the people back in Sunhaven for help. So we'll go and see Rosa to get rid of this puzzling fog, and the quest is started there. So back we go, but it will be another day because obviously it is a bit late in the day now to do anything. And working our way back, we can see we are indeed gaining the new currency, which is the tickets. Top right hand corner, you can see the tickets are from the Withergate mobs and areas. Nothing too interesting on day 23, and on day 24 I am now making my first house upgrade of the series or the game. So we will indeed upgrade our house to level 2. Look at that, very snazzy. And then going into the new house, you can see we've gained a much larger area that needs to be rearranged and decorated. I am working, of course, on the orange furniture because it gives me something to do, and I do like oranges, so we'll try and work to make as much of that as possible, but it does require a lot of oranges, and they're not the easiest fruit trees to find. And you can buy the saplings for all of the fruit trees, but they are very expensive. And there we go, that'll do for now. Just put down the final thing and the cow toy, and that is our house decorated as best I can with the things that we've got, bought, earned, or crafted. And then to end off day 25, I built a shed, and I'm just moving a lot of the crafting tables within. I will later date learn to regret this, but for now I don't know any better, so here we go. But on that note, it's time, so I'm going to end the episode here. So thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please click like. Any comments are welcome. Take care. Goodbye.